Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. It's Teresa here, and I wanted to share with you how I put together this adorable little mini notebook using the Traci Reed Designs, the Manuscript collection. And so these are the pieces that I printed and cut out. And of course, I used mostly my Silhouette and the Silhouette software to do this. And one thing I wanted to say is that I borrowed shapes from this collection and then overlaid patterned papers over top of the shapes so that they could print and cut a little bit larger. The butterflies, for example, they don't actually cut, they don't actually print that large without getting a little bit distorted or grainy. And so what you can do is use the shape and then crop your pattern paper over top of that and print and cut it that way. And so that's what I've done with all of these. Other than the circles, I think I just made circles myself. Everything measures, the completed size of the notebook is 3 by 4. And so while some of the items are shapes, for example, the butterflies, the files. Some of these are also the 4x6 journal cards. And everything at this stage is being cut in half, or not cut, folded in half using my bone folder. I did print this on a lighter project paper today so that it would be a little easier to fold and a little less bulky and pulled together nicely into the album or into the mini album. The butterflies are printed and cut onto vellum. You can use any sort of office vellum that you have readily available to you at office supply stores, like in the resume paper section, or you can also get card making vellum from scrapbook.com. Hero Arts, for example, has a great pack of 8.5 by 11 vellums and things like that, so that you have different textures and different experiences when you open this little album. And I have to just say that the manuscript as a collection, as a whole, was made for vellums. And so I think it would actually be really amazing to just go through and print all of the pattern papers onto vellum, print all of the stickers and embellishments on vellum, and just just enjoy that kind of opaque feeling. So once everything is cut mostly, or I keep saying when it's cut, it's when it's folded in half, I'm gonna use the folds as the seam for the notebook. You've seen this done before. I am trying to alternate so that there's a printed, something printed on each layout. I didn't quite achieve that, but that's all right. And then I'm going to fold everything together and open it out to the center seam and stitch these layers together. I'm using my trusty old Making Memories self-healing mat. You guys, this thing is about 25 years old now. And it's just, well, maybe not 25 years. Maybe it's 20 years. I don't know. I've had it for forever, but it's so trusty. Vilna Furstenberg always likes my Instagram reels when I'm using this little self-healing mat. It just never dies. And so I went ahead and punched the holes using a little punch tool there where I want to sew these little layers together. And I'm just going to use cross stitch thread, embroidery floss. It has quite a few nice thick layers of thread to it, so it will hold up nicely. I'm going to start in the center, and I want to just say that all of your pieces should contact the thread at least in the middle point and at one other point. I punched 3 holes so that most everything connects at the center and the bottom. The butterflies do not connect at the top hole, and that's fine. You can also stitch all the way around the top and the bottom of your notebook. I'm just going to stitch the 3 holes that I created and leave it there. And so you can see some of the layers you have to go through individually, and that's fine, just to get a very simple and easy binding here. I am using a needle with a really large head, and it's very dull, so it is designed more for cross stitching. I don't know if you're not familiar with cross stitching. Cross stitch fabric already has the holes punched for you, so you don't need a pointy needle. You get more of a dull needle, and that also, you know, keeps me from poking myself unnecessarily as well, because I'm known to do stuff like that. I do not do a lot of stitching, to be honest, but this is something that's pretty manageable. Now, once I've gone in and out through each of these holes, I'm going to tie the whole thing together with a little bow here on the outside of the binding. And so I wrapped the thread around the original poke so that they would both be connected. You can see that happening right here. And then I'm going to just tie a cute little bow right there with the black embroidery thread and make the cutest little, very fitting black bow with this little binding here. It's so simple. It's such a simple way to do that, and no fuss, and then you're done. And you can add pretty much anything that you want to this little notebook. You can create a junk journal with it. You can add journaling or poetry or photos, anything that you imagine. I actually don't know yet what I'm going to add to this little book, but I will come back at a later date and share with you what it looks like finished. And I hope you've enjoyed making this along with me. It's a lot of fun to create. You can do this with almost any collection that you know of and any size that you know of. And one last touch is just to trim everything down so that it's all the same size and looks neat and put together. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you back here again real soon. Bye-bye.